Hey, all, thanks for listening. This is from a past episode that we did, and we're going to go ahead and play it because of our missed schedule this week. But I hope you all enjoy, and thanks for listening again.
Bye.
Hello? Bye.
Hello.
Hello?
What?
So, Dover Lights, brother.
Yeah, everybody knows where Dover is, obviously.
Dover, Tennessee.
Dover, Tennessee. If you don't know where it's at, Google Maps.
Yeah. I've looked at houses over there.
Did you?
Yeah.
How
And
far is
land.
it from here?
Can't remember. It's been a while because I realized
Like an
I
hour
can't
or
afford
two?
anything.
About that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Far enough for him to say, no inflation.
Check, please.
It's right up along the Cumberland River.
Yes.
That's important because there is a stretch of woods along the Cumberland River where a big battle took place, and everybody says that there are lights that just, for some unexplained reason, start showing up there.
A battle like the Hatfield and McCoy's battle, or are we talking about Civil War
We're
battle?
talking Civil War.
Okay.
Obviously, Tennessee's riddled with all kinds of battlefields.
Yeah.
This one was a bad one. Obviously, all of them were bad, but either way, locals call them Dover Lights. They described them as drifting, glowing orbs that appear where, quite literally, soldiers once marched through the forest. They are always sighted almost exactly where our records say men died and where people are buried, because they had a lot of battlefield graves there.
Yeah.
So sightings always happen the same way for most encounters. Someone is standing near Fort Donelson National Battlefield. Always they happen when people are taking it in silence, like giving it a moment, respecting, I guess. And they can look over a tree line, because in Tennessee we have rolling hills. And it's always, the lights are always above the tree line, never like within the trees or coming out of the forest. It's always described as being somewhere over it.
Clearly being visible.
Are they called rolling hills because people roll down the hill?
I do.
Well, you don't roll up a hill.
I don't know.
Don't tell me what I don't do.
Oh, man. What's that movie where the guy's looking at the kid up in the tree and he's like, what happened to you? I fell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, but it's a pretty good one. How'd you get up in that tree? I fell.
I fell.
That's something Balake would say.
Yeah.
Like 1,000%.
He definitely would.
Oh my God. Oh man.
All right. So people describe it as obviously a glow, like a, you remember an old headlight that's got that yellow tint to it, sort of like that.
Not the LEDs, but the actual filament.
Miss those.
Miss them?
Yeah.
Like want them?
I want them back.
You don't like LEDs blinding you?
No, and I hate
LEDs
that.
have gotten way too bright.
And how blue they are too.
Yeah.
Like if
Coming
I
from
actually
a guy that's got a
literally just
super
saw
bright
someone
LED.
comparing what it used to look like. At nighttime being like the yellow tint was so much better than the blue, ugly.
We could get into that, but we're not going to, about how blue light affects you.
Well, we know it does. It makes
But,
you
yeah.
stay awake.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Anyway.
Well, I mean, I guess it's good for night drivers, so they'll fall asleep the wheel.
So this light makes you go to sleep. No, people mostly describe it as that lantern color, that yellowish type color.
A fire type.
Yeah, some people say it's more white, but, you know, tomato. But they move. That's the interesting thing about them. They don't just stay static. They move around, they drift, they pulse, they hover. And if you're lucky, you get to see them split into 2 and sometimes 3 different orbs.
So mitosis.
Metamorphosis.
The mitochondria is the powder house of the cell.
The powder house?
I was trying to get it out fast.
The powder house is just
Oh, man.
So, more recently, 1998, I believe. Let me double check myself.
Almost
So
30 years ago.
So still in the 1900s.
1998. We have a well-known eyewitness in Stewart County named...
I thought you say a well-known witness, Stuart Little.
Might have been. His name was Clay, and he he gave his little story. He said it was like a lantern coming over the trees, but there wasn't a path there. And this is back then, so who knows what was going on in 1998.
So for Gen Z who doesn't know what a path is, it's this little
It's a place where people walk a lot.
it's this little trail you walk.
So he says, when I moved, it moved, and then it rose up above the ridge straight into the air and disappeared like someone blew out a candle. Another witness, a retired park volunteer, told the Tennessee folklore group, I lived here my whole life. Those aren't car lights. Those are ghosts.
I've lived here my whole life.
Those ain't car lights, I'll tell you.
There ain't no cars floating above the trees.
Let me set up why you should listen to me. I've lived here my whole life, boy.
Let me just tell you, a car, not them.
So
How'd the tree get up? How'd the car get up in the tree? It fell.
it fell. But once you understand a little bit of the history, it starts to kind of make sense.
The car rolled up the hill and fell into a tree and turned on the headlights.
So in
It's a
18...
problem. We got cars falling all the time.
Oh my gosh.
I've known it. I know it because I've lived here my whole life.
That's why you should listen to me. Oh man. Oh my goodness. All right.
Continue. Stop making us laugh, Vandy.
I didn't say it. This guy did.
I want to go home and sleep.
All right. So in 1862, Fort Donelson was one of the Civil War's coldest, bloodiest battles. And people, back in the day would go and watch a fight.
Yeah.
They would like roll up, watch people duke it out on the battlefield.
Split in half by a cannonball.
Yeah. So apparently there was houses around the battlefield that happened. And some old records say that from 1862 said that there was, man, you guys aren't catching it, are you? When was I was hoping you guys would catch it.
Sorry, what?
I keep saying 1862. Civil War didn't happen in 1862. I was hoping you would get it.
Yeah, I did.
Did it?
Yes.
No.
So it started in 1861.
I'm just fooling with you.
Okay. No, you weren't.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Either way, so people
You
usually
said either
roll.
way.
Anyway, sorry. I'll keep it with.
No,
Anyway.
don't say either of them.
Oh my gosh. All right.
So in 1862,
Some of the people said that were in the houses that they could hear the moanings and the cries from the people that had been shot and wounded
Yeah.
for days after the battle was gone.
did they fall into trees too?
No. And that is when people started seeing things. They would say that they would be out at night or evening time and see like flashes, like from the cannons and from the guns and stuff. But obviously the battle was long gone. So a lot of people think, and I don't know if you guys believe in it, but like the spirits of the dead are still there, still acting out their final
Shooting the
hours.
spirit cannons.
Kamehameha.
But people think that it could be the lanterns that are still, quote unquote, roaming the land because that's what they used back then for light, obviously. Other people with a more scientific explanation call it atmospheric plasma, like a ball of lightning. But
Ball lightning.
Yeah.
But those are normally like blue, purple.
Yeah.
Not yellow,
Yeah.
orange, white.
And they kill people.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's some shaky footage from back when it started happening, and give or take, it looks like most of the things that you find with quote unquote sightings or ghost stories, whatever. There's some good photos of it, but since you're just taking a picture of light, it quite literally just looks like a light.
Yeah.
It's not something that's got like a definite shape or something to it.
Now, here's my opinion. Out of all the, if you want to call this a cryptid, I don't.
Maybe.
I don't classify it as cryptid, but out of all the quote cryptid / supernatural things, I believe in the orbs the most. I think those are the most plausible.
They're just lightning bugs, Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It didn't act right.
So I wouldn't, of course, I went hunting last night, right, with a couple friends. And we hunt on the lake. So we were driving our boats around. And I picked up this guy, and we were driving back to the boat ramp, and I looked up, and I was like, those two lights are odd. And I was just sitting there watching them as I'm driving. I'm like, okay, so they've got to be planes, right?
Yeah.
And I was waiting for the red flash because it had the yellow glow.
Yeah.
And there was one above the other like this, but they were pretty far apart. I was like, okay, well, I'm waiting for the red flash, and I was watching it real intently because I was thinking of the orbs.
They're gonna get us. They're gonna get us.
And at first, I thought UFO, but then I was like, okay, no, maybe it's just the orbs. And then I saw a red light on the side.
Okay.
When I saw the red light, I was like, okay, whatever, plane, helicopter, more than likely. So then I drove to the boat ramp. As I'm driving to the boat ramp, I literally see a orange orb come up from the ground pretty quick, and then it just got stationary.
Hey.
And
I mean, you might.
And then there's another one a little bit further off and higher. And I mentioned it to the guy. I said, "Are those drones?" And he said, "Dude, I was just looking at those things."
Andrew has an eyewitness.
And I was holding this in until just now. And so we got closer to the boat ramp.
And this is on this is on the Cumberland River.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a bunch of people lighting the like hot air balloon lanterns that you light and you let go, and they eventually burn up. Yeah. I was really disappointed. I was really disappointed. Now, I don't know this guy too well. I've only gone hunting with him. This was the second time I went hunting. So I was going to make the joke of it was the orbs or whatever, but I was like, he probably doesn't know.
You're to freak him out.
To myself.
Did you tell him to listen to the podcast?
No.
Tell him to listen to the podcast.
We talk about these things.
We talked about you.
Yeah, but I was like, I was that close from having an interaction with the orbs, which didn't turn out to be the orbs.
Well, see,
but I bring that up because it was the yellow color lights.
Like a lantern, literally.
Yes, and it moves. And if you know anything about thermals.
Yeah.
Thermals, so whenever the air heats up with the sunrise, obviously what happens when the air heats up, it rises. When it cools down, it falls. So, and you have high pressure and low pressure.
Right.
Low pressure, like it suggests, sinks the air down. If the wind's blowing, more than likely that wind is going to go down to the ground. High pressure, it's going to lift it up. So, if the orbs disappear in a snap, if they disappear, they could just be burning out because those are made of wire and tissue paper and a little candle at the bottom. Eventually, those do burn. The tissue paper gets hot enough. Or they're legit orbs because, like I said, out of everything, I honestly do believe that.
Yeah.
Out of a lot of other things being real. Why? man, I don't know. There's so many people that do encounter this.
Bigfoot carries one, so
yeah. It's just a simple orb seems so much more likely to me of light either being a natural phenomenon, or even a spiritual phenomenon of I don't know, a spiritual being, an angel, a demon, whatever, manifesting into
there's definitely like more scientific research to say like this is possible, it's happened, it's not impossible, it's rare, but
yeah, I mean, for a lantern to hover above the trees and just go along the trees rather than lifting up like a regular hot air balloon, I totally buy that with it being one of those lanterns.
I think especially back then when, you know, people were saying, oh yeah, I saw remnants of a battle. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm just thinking of today's world versus that world. Today's world, we have vastly many more things flying in the sky that we just look up and we're like, it's a plane or it's whatever. It's Superman.
I think about that a lot lately because there's been so many more planes lately. I don't know if y'all have noticed.
I have noticed.
Every time I'm coming home, I'll be like, I'm seeing lights and I know it's a plane, but the angle it is really bright, so I just watch it until it turns or something. But there's been like so many more planes lately.
They've even changed their flight pattern to go across our house.
Yeah.
So every time I see a bunch of them, I start thinking like 100 years ago, 150 years ago, this would be bizarre.
Well, like if you think about
now it's normal.
Like if you go back to the 1800s or whenever, before we had all this stuff, if you saw a light in the sky, you were like, that ain't normal. That's weird.
Yeah. A lot of people would automatically think angel or demon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they didn't have the things in their mind to think alien
or UFO
or anything like that. So, I mean, that's the two options that they have.
It's a ghost. It's
ghost, angel, demon.
Yeah.
You know.
Which just to ask one last question before we close this thing out. Do you think spirits like that can stay around a place?
Like ghosts?
Yeah.
The quote unquote ghost.
I don't want to say demon. I don't want to say angel because those are obviously they exist and they can be in the world and manifest in different ways. But I'm talking more specifically like
a battle playing out, people seeing apparitions. Man,
you think the bloodshed and the trauma on the land leaves an imprint, sort of like a nuclear bomb going off leaves an imprint of shadows and stuff?
So is your question not, do we believe it's actual spirits of these people? Is that your question, or are you saying something?
I just want to pick your brain and see if you guys
believe
think
it's
that's
like
possible.
Ghost, or do you think it's angel, demon?
Well, I never considered this, but just now with you talking, what if there's another element that we don't know about?
Yeah.
In the spiritual. So it's not ghosts in the sense of their spirits, but like the Bible says, like the earth is crying out, like the blood, the earth cries out. So what if there's like an element of like you said, it's like a spiritual memory playing out? I don't really know how to describe it because I'm just now thinking about it in this way.
It's like an imprint left on a place.
Or an echo.
Yeah. That I kind of...
Or it's like a tragic event happened and it's literally like the earth is like crying out about it.
Yeah. I kind of think that that's possible just because... Maybe this might be too far of a leap, but like even in the Bible, it literally says like, if you don't praise the rocks and people say like they're gonna physically cry out, I think that just them being them that's bringing praise because God created it. Period. You can look at that either way you want.
Well, everything has a frequency.
Yeah.
Right? So at a certain point, rocks are emitting some kind of frequency.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Here's food for thought.
I'm hungry.
I've brought this up several times already. But 1 Samuel 28, King Saul visiting the witch of Endor.
Star Wars.
To summon the spirit of the prophet Samuel.
Yeah.
Right. She literally brought him up, and Saul literally talked to the prophet Samuel. And Samuel even said, "Why did you bring me here?" So it's clearly God does give a commandment saying don't talk to the dead.
Yeah.
God clearly says that. And this is why King Saul outlawed all witches and everything to do with that, everything to talking to the dead. He outlawed it, got rid of them. So it was a big deal for the witch to see King Saul, and she was afraid that he was there to kill her. But he said, "No, I'm not going to kill you. I actually need you to bring up the prophet Samuel." So he was able to see an apparition, a physical being standing in front of him, to hold on to a legit conversation by the magic of this witch.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of spiritual things going on right there. All witchcraft is dark magic. There's no such thing
100%.
as light magic and dark magic.
Or white magic.
White magic and black magic, whatever you want to call it. There's no such thing. It's all black magic. So for physical apparitions to be in a field, for flashes of lights coming off of muskets and cannons, and so on and so forth, or a ghost being inside of a house, haunting a house. I don't know what it is, but I do believe that there's something there.
I do too.
There's too many observations of something happening.
The way I kind of think about it sometimes, even as you were talking about it, it made it a little bit more clear for me. If I just go someplace and I spend like any significant amount of time there or do anything there, you are going to be able to tell once I'm gone, I was there. I think the same thing can happen spiritually as well, especially when you have souls fighting on the brink of dying and entering into the other side.
It's fighting to cling on.
Yeah, or making it, and perhaps you have these men that probably, because we've seen it before, died and then they come back and their body just continues to live.
Now, I don't believe that the reason why ghosts are here is because they have unfinished business, right? I don't believe that.
I think that it, like the witch bringing back Samuel, I think that there are certain quote unquote magic or spells or whatever you want to call them that people can perform that literally go against what God has written, that it, like, once you're dead, you're supposed to be resting.
Yeah.
Until the judgment or whatever. But I do think that you can, what's the right way to say this? I think you can break that law, obviously, because Samuel was dead.
We have an account of it.
Yeah.
Now, the heaven, let me know if I'm saying heresy or not. I don't think I am, but the heaven that we know of now, once Christ died, resurrected, and he said, "I'm going to go to prepare a place for you." That's the heaven that we think of today. The heaven of the Old Testament was a little bit different, correct? It was Abraham's bosom.
Yeah. They did not have revelation.
It was I believe it was resting place. It wasn't heaven itself. Now, my question is, whenever we die, do we go directly to heaven, or are we in a resting place waiting for the final judgment to go to heaven?
I think that
Because
we are
that
in a
would be
resting
called-
place.
That would be called, oh man, what does the Catholics call it?
Purgatory.
Purgatory. It's not purgatory, because purgatory is where you weren't quite bad, but you weren't quite good.
Yeah, you're stuck in the middle.
Yeah. So it's not, I'm not talking about purgatory.
I think that for those who have died, that there is that resting period, because the Bible says that when the trumpet sounds, the dead in Christ will rise first.
Yeah.
So I think that there is a period of rest that obviously if the rapture has not happened and you pass away, that at least we know that those that made it, the dead in Christ, go first. Now, if you didn't make it, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, if you were in a resting place, if you weren't in that final heaven, the third heaven.
One biblical account might suggest they go to hell. And that's the story Jesus told of the rich man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in hell.
Lazarus and the rich man.
Yeah.
Lazarus was in Abraham's bosom. Rich man cried out from hell.
And he could see Lazarus.
Yeah.
He
knew
actually
it was him.
Yeah. And he was begging just for a drop of water to quench his thirst.
Yeah.
But we don't really know.
Like a lot of the things that Jesus spoke about, he was speaking in parables. Now you can take that as literal, or you can take that as, what am I supposed to learn?
The majority of people, I say the majority, I believe the majority of people that I've talked to believe that it's not a parable, because Jesus uses a legit name,
right,
in this.
Not
the
rich
majority,
young man, or
the majority of the parables that Christ talks about, he doesn't use names.
He just says a certain man, or
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that this is a legit story, a legit account.
So that being said, I think that if something traumatic does happen in a specific place and people know about it, I think that, yes, Satan can use that to, like, for example, everybody's all about haunted houses around Halloween and all that, especially where something bad has happened. And if you're in that, and if you go to that house, or you live in that house, or whatever the case is, and you believe in a heaven and a hell, you believe in God and the devil, if I'm the devil, I would use that to torment you as much as I could. Not because it's just scary, but because you believe in it.
Yeah.
So I think that perhaps we have a spiritual residue that we can leave behind, as with everything. If we can do it in the physical, it's almost assuredly mirrored in the spiritual.
Well, I don't even necessarily think it's that, really. Like, I don't know if it would be like demons using it. I think it literally could just be the blood spilt there. It's crying out.
Yeah.
Just like, I was double checking how it was worded in Genesis, when it's like, when Abel was killed, it says, your brother's blood cries out to me. And these kinds of things, like the Dover Lights, typically are at battlefields where a lot of people died.
Right.
So it could just be, the blood was spilled and it's crying out. It may not be what this is specifically, but I think that maybe some of the stuff can be explained.
There's a lot of stuff that happens around sites that have a lot of death too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's a lot to that.
You guys remember Fallujah, when all that was kicking off? Well, there's still reports today of certain soldiers roaming the streets there to this day. and there's video of it, where people will see somebody run up to them because they're in full uniform, and as soon as they get to them, they're just gone.
Wild.
It's the craziest stuff.
Well, there's a video that I saw too of a Civil War battlefield, and you can clearly see men in uniform.
Yeah,
and they're translucent too, and they're going in and out of this field along the tree edge.
Yeah,
it's a wild video to see. That is honestly the first and only video that I can think of that I can legitimately say that was ghost. If it wasn't altered, if it wasn't two videos altered and put together, layered over top of each other in editing, I can honestly say that was legit ghost.